live. Make sure this is on mute. It is. I don't know that I actually have to have that up, other than at this point it just kind of lets me see what the stream is looking like. So was kind of waiting on D-Runk and Comic Kid 84 because they were live. D-Runk was showing some books. But 80, he'd been live for like 45 minutes or something already, and 84 only jumped in with him like, what? You need attention? Well, only jumped in with him like 15 minutes ago, so who knows how long those two will go. So I'm just going to go live. That may mean almost nobody joins me because everybody's over there, so they won't, so they won't necessarily hop over here. But that's okay. So this is just going to be kind of my typical Sunday live stream. Here comes the cat in the way. As always, these are open to anybody who wants to join in. I'm welcome to have you join in because I like to have discussions on Sundays. So tonight I'm going to be talking a little bit about the state of my collection. And what I mean by that is next weekend, which I'll be gone, so I won't have a live stream next Sunday, will be almost 2 years to the day that I walked into a comic shop for the first time in 15 years. And it started me down this spiral. I don't know if that's the right word for it or not. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know that I have anybody in the chat. I think I am the only person in the chat right now. So I thought I would just kind of talk about, that my path to getting back to here and where I'm at as a collector. Hey, Mr. America, what's going on, man? And as I was stating to begin with, this is just kind of, hey, Comic Books MIC, thanks for joining in. As I stated at the beginning, you guys missed, but I just kind of decided 84 and D-Runk might be going all night, so I'd scheduled this. I just decided to go on and go live. So we'll see who joins. Hey, Lady Fantastic. So let's see if I can figure this out. Got the new. There's Comic Books MIC, and I can just kind of click through these. This is kind of cool. Still figuring out this StreamYard thing. Thumbs up for the cat. Well, the cat is wanting attention. Yes, she is. She came in crying a minute ago. So, yes, congrats to Mr. Miracle. I will second Comic Book NYC's comments on the big victory tonight. You brought some fire, my friend. That was awesome. So, what are you doing? So, lost my train of thought. So my goal for, as always on a Sunday night, if anybody wants to hop in here with me, you are welcome to join. I will send you the link. But this was going to be my state of my collection video because next weekend will be almost exactly 2 years to the day since I walked into a comic shop for the first time in 15 years. And yeah, my collection, my thoughts about comics has changed a ton since then. When I walked in there, I had a 4-drawer file cabinet in the basement that had all my comic books in it. They were bagged and boarded. I didn't even have them in short boxes. They were in a file cabinet. And now you can see this stack of 3 high short boxes, 4 or 5 wide, slabs. I had no slabs. So it's been quite the adventure since then. Still all new. Still new. Not sure what he's referring to. Maybe he's talking about the win. So it's, yeah, my collection has changed a bunch. And I just kind of was, now that I recently got my Grail and or one of my grails, and just wanted to kind of talk about my collection. So, like, the books behind me represent a lot of what I've gone through in the last 2 years. So I think it was 2 years ago, I walked into a comic shop for the first time. I probably only entered 3 or 4 times. I only went to comic shops 3 or 4 times in the first 6 months of that. And then I went to Planet Con in Kansas City in February of 18. And at that point, I was still more of a pop collector than into comics, although I started slowly getting into the comic thing. And then by C2E2 in like late March, early April of 18, I can't remember when that was, I made the complete switch. It was comics, and I've been comics ever since. You're still new to collecting? Yes, I am very new to collecting. I had, as I talk about, when I collected in the 90s and early 2000s, it was just what was new. I just bought new books off the shelf. I never really collected. Hey, Unruly, win for the ages. Yes, Mr. Miracle brought the fire tonight. So, like, the best book, the reason it's back there, the best book in my collection, for my original collection, by far, value, everything, was this book. I really didn't have anything very close to it when I started back. There was, I have that first Cassandra Cain, and a couple other books that are, $20, $30 books, raw, but nothing big and nothing slabbed. And so, yeah, and it's been an adventure kind of trying to figure out what I want to be as a collector. I'm still trying to figure that out. And, I've kind of went down this road, and like, I focused on some books. Like the Spider-Gwen is the first time I spent $100 on a book. Was to get that book last September. Yeah. It was one of the first things. Like, I had no signed comics. I have about half a short box of just signed books now. That I've went a little crazy on the signed comics at the 3 cons I've been to. He did fight Doom with Doom. It was awesome. Yeah, that was cool. So I'm just playing with StreamYard at the moment. So I'm going to pop your guys' comments up occasionally. But yeah, so that was a big move for me. Getting, the 2 signature series books, getting signature and signed books, that was a big deal. Or sending off books to be slabbed, period. That was, I bought a couple slabs last year. I think before Planet Con this year, and I sent the 6 books off, I had 3 slabs as I'd accumulated in the first year of collecting. And this last year, I'm now up to 10 slabs. Is that right? Because I got 3, I sent off 6, and I've bought, 2 more. So 11 slabs. I'm up to 11 slabs. Hey, hi, Lamb. So I'm just kind of rambling a little bit here, but, and during this sort of found the YouTube comic community. I found you guys. And that changed the way I collected a lot. Initially, maybe not for the best, because it got me like, I was watching a lot of videos and haul videos and that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get this, and I got to get this. It took me a while to find what was right for me as a collector, in terms of I can't really afford to go after just anything and everything. A few more now. 1 signature series, shocking. Oh, well, nice. Well, I have 3 signature series, so that's, it's not 2 of them are back there. One of them is Thanks to Unruly. So, and I'll get into that in a second when I get there. But like, when I decided to make videos, that is something that previous versions of me would have never thought I would have done. Let's just put it that way. Um, Star Wars #2, nice. Um, so, and the acceptance I've gotten, the positive feedback I've gotten from you guys, has been amazing. It's been super welcoming. You guys have been super helpful. People have sent me AOKs, like my collection, or I won contests and won like my Batman collection, like improved vastly just because I won Mr. Miracle's contest and he sent me some books. Unruly sent me my first AOK, which is that book there, because an eBay seller sent me a crappy book, like tried to rip me off, and he just decided to send me that book, and it turned into a 9.8 that I was able to get signed by Chris Claremont. Like I'll be in Unruly's debt for get the Mylar shine off forever for that, man. You were the man for that. Smurf drop in. Hey Smurf, Bake the Snake, Chris Barrett. What's going on, guys? 90, what's going on? So new people coming in, that means either D-Rock and 84 must be done. So so I'm just rambling a little bit about the state of my collection, because this basically represents 2 years since I walked back into a comic book shop for the first time in 15. And it was probably 8 months after that before I really got into collecting. It was a very slow process getting back in. But in those 2 years, my collection has changed a lot. Like 5 of those 6 books were not in my collection at that point. And there's so many other, like I said, it was 4 drawers in a file cabinet was the extent of my collection at that point. I've been, between just my buying and things that you guys have sent me, I've gotten AOKs, and just, it's been an amazing experience for me. I just wanted to take a few minutes to reflect on it tonight. I don't necessarily have a super strong agenda for this. As always, on a Sunday live stream, these are always open. If anybody wants to hop in, just let me know in the chat. I will send you the hot link. Art a noble ape, a primate amongst primates. Okay, that gets brought up on the thing. I love that. Is the X? Oh man, Unruly is the X-Men fairy. That's right. Caleb, the Simeon benefactor. He was for me. That was awesome. So, and you know, between him and like Big Will, and I got some books from Daymare, sent me some books, which he doesn't make videos, but he's in the chat. He used to be in the chat a lot more. I haven't seen him much lately. Where are my books that I was looking for? I mean, Big Will sent me like a whole run of Teen Titans stuff, including this thing, for what I negotiated for a mid-grade, well, probably like an 8-something copy of #1 just to get a copy, and he was going to send me his extra copy, and then he sent me this. And it's just like, it's been an amazing experience to be a part of this community so far. I can't thank you guys enough. So, where do I go from here? It's kind of like, at this stage, I have a collection I already better than I really would have expected. Yeah, Big Will's man, that book is awesome. It will probably be, I mean, it has, I don't know, maybe you guys know, I'm not a grader. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat. Like, the book itself doesn't have, has one color breaking spine tick. It has a couple other spine ticks that I think can be pressed out. I don't think it's like a 9.8, but I think it's like, actually maybe 2 little color breaking spine. Yeah, there's another one down there. I think it's like a 9.2, 9.4 without that stamp, that library stamp. What does the library stamp do to the grade? Because I will probably send this book in at some point. I'm just curious. I'm not worried about it. I'm just curious. Hey, Big Will, what's going on, man? I'm glad to see that you have arrived. I've just been giving my thanks to the community, particularly you and Unruly for your AOKs and just everyone for the support. And talking about where I go from here as a collector. Like when I grabbed this book earlier this month, I'm not sure I know what to do with myself now as a collector. We had a discussion about what you do when you get your Grail. And yeah, I mean, I have a list of other books I want. I've kind of been working on that of, trying to stay focused. There's so much that I want and yet so much that I know I don't really need. I still buy too many new books. I'm trying to cut down, but I love the stories. I love reading them. I can't wait for them to come out. That is an ongoing struggle for me. You can't get a 10 though. Okay, well, and it's not really a date stamp. It's like a library stamp, but I'm curious what they do. Get rid of the excess. I am trying to do that. I have a box plus sitting here beside me that I'm actually like planning to move. That'd be like either through eBay or just taking some of them to my comic shop because a lot of them they're not even hardly worth the effort to try to sell on eBay. I tried to do the auction thing and I sold Discovery Bay 30 comics for $1, which was great for him, but it's like, really? I could have taken them to my comic shop and gotten a quarter a piece for them or 30 cents a piece for them is what she said. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I went A-OK. There you go. Let's see. No, I'm neutral. Yeah. So I'm definitely trying to like be more focused on Batman, Spider-Man stuff. Like I've been working on, I made a new list of like a long-term want list. It's like 20 books. It's not final yet. I've been messing with it of like bigger books that I want. There's also a bunch of smaller books that I'm trying to figure out how I fit those into a want list like this. And whether I want to fit them in kind of thing. I also have like some run things I would like to do and that kind of thing. So it's really been interesting to try to reevaluate where I want to go over the last week. I'm not sure I know yet. Like I said, my collection is better right now. If you'd have told me, and the funny thing is, I haven't checked hardly anything off my 2018 want list. Like my original want list is, I had it laying here. What did I do with it? Well, what did I do with it? It's laying right here. I know it's here somewhere. So yeah, this is riveting YouTube right here as I dig for. So this was my original 2019 want list. This was my mid-range books. I did have like my list of Grails, which obviously I checked off number 1 on that. But this was my original list. And hey, Joe Ryan, what's going on, man? Like I've only checked 2 books off of this list, and yet get that where you can see it. Some of that is because see if I can get this thing to refocus on my face. This camera is weird. It's supposed to autofocus, but it doesn't always. Hang on 1 second. Let's see if I can get this thing to like fix. Come on, focus. Damn thing. It's still kind of out of focus, isn't it? So, anyway, why won't it? It's driving me nuts. Sorry. Come on. All right, I want to switch to. I want to switch cameras, and then I want to try to switch it back and see if that'll get the Logitech to actually focus. No, it did not focus. What is going on? This is driving me nuts. I gotta figure out why it does this. and it does not. It may go dark for just a second here. I have to turn it off. Let's see, advanced. Focus. All right, can you guys still hear me? There we go. Let's see now if I can get the. Stop my camera. I should have stopped it before I did that. Let's see, built-in insight. Sorry, I'm messing with cameras. This is, well, at least, okay. I should have turned it off before I tried doing that, like resetting it inside the camera. Camera gone. I know. I was checking with it, trying to get it to focus because it was driving me crazy because it wouldn't. But I've picked up so many books, some books that weren't initially, that were further down my list. It didn't make the top 10. The top 10 was not, it was good, but it wasn't like completely accurate. Hey, D-Runk, sorry I kind of jumped on before you guys were done. So, and I'll throw this open again just because I've had several more people join in. Biggie's come in, Joe Ryan, Chris Barrett. I don't know if I shouted you out yet, Chris Barrett. Yes, you can usually find 42 for a good price if you look. I've been looking at some 42s. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Part of it's just my budget hasn't. I haven't got that one hasn't made to the top of the list yet. I've been watching. I have several that I'm watching right now. I had one get away that was a really good deal, but I was messing with that, so it just said I needed to save for a little bit, so yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, like where I'm at right now. Like I said, I have a list currently of like 20 books that I'm kind of putting toward the top of my list. Let's just kind of go through them because I'm not sure this is my final list yet. I did this actually 20th. What day was that? Last weekend. I did this last weekend. I wrote this up and then I want to mess with it some more. This will probably I'll keep it back here by my face, so then maybe I won't go out of focus. So 70 and 42 are definitely toward the top. If you guys have any questions about what any of these are, Batman 181, Adventures 12, First Black Cat, First Gwen Stacy, NYX, DC Comics Presents, First Satana, and then 25 is obviously the cameo of Mary Jane where she's behind the potted plant. And then my second list is a little more, I don't know, it's just out there, Golden Age Catwoman cover. I've kind of looked into those. There's a couple of the Batman ones that are attainable, the Detective Comics not so much. 251, Brave and Bold 60, ASM 59 and 61 are the first cover appearances of Mary Jane and Gwen. If you guys are wondering what those are, Golden Age Wonder Woman, Golden Age Sci-Fi, Good Girl Art. I'd love to have one of those added to my collection, and then Star Wars #1. Yes, got to make sure the pinup is in there, Mr. Miracle. That is correct. Hey, TJ, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. So, I'm really just been kind of sorting through it. I don't know where I'm going to go for sure. At the moment, I'm kind of on hold, trying to rebuild the funds after making the big investment, or at least for me, a big investment in the three learn how to point 359. So other than that, and of course, there's always something new. So that you want, or something comes out. Star Wars #1 should be too hard. There's several of those books that really aren't that hard to get. It's just a matter of those are some of the ones I'm trying to prioritize, I think. So, and that's part of the reason that some of those books make the list is because they are attainable for me. I'm fairly realistic about my budget. I mean, there's other books. I made a list of like ultimate grails that I would love to have, and it's like, but yeah, they're stupid. I wouldn't like some of those are just like not really realistic or reachable. There are always more books to hunt. This is completely accurate, Hialeah. And but I don't want to hunt books just to hunt books. I want to hunt specific books that I want. I want to be a little bit more like Big Will. Not completely. Like he's like cut his collection to like I only want these specific books, and I don't want to be that. I like having runs of Batman. I like having runs of Spider-Man. I like having runs of like Catwoman and that kind of stuff in my collection. I like for my collection to not just be keys, but also to be runs. It's fun for me. I like having new books coming in. But I also want to be more focused, and I'm still working around my 81 is just bounced. Chris Barron, very good. Yeah, some of those books are very, in my opinion, are very undervalued. NYC, he says first MJ and Gwen first cover appearances are undervalued even at high grades. Yeah, it's part of the reason I'm targeting those. A, I like those characters. And B, like I think they're undervalued. I think they're ASM keys to me that are reachable. Like some of those other villain keys are just not reachable. Yeah, everybody collects their own way, Big Will, and that is, and I'm still, as Mr. Miracle said, 2 years in, and not even really a full 2 years as a collector. I'm still figuring it out, and so I'm just kind of talking through some stuff. It's the cover, then different new. That's the phrase I got on eBay. Barrett, you were not right sometimes, but I like it. It's the cover appearances and not your actual. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm just kind of working through some of this stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of was my topic for the night. So I am going to go, since nobody's hopped in on with me. So Unruly is still in the chat today. When I was doing my Batman run, sent me down a rabbit hole this afternoon, and and because he was talking about some Sideshow figures that he pre-ordered, and I'm going to see if I can share this screen. Share screen is obviously easier with monitors, yes. I want a Chrome tab. I want this one. And I'm going to go back to this. Actually, I want to go to the thing. So I want to see if you guys can see me. Yeah, you guys can see it. So he sent me down and said, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Sideshow website, but this thing is dangerous. Because he was talking about this. Let's see if I can find him. I may have to let me go to premium formats. And he sent me down this rabbit hole today, and I'm going to share it with you guys because I was super tempted to just blow off my want list. Look at these things. Like this Batgirl. Like I actually like the serious one better than the smiling Batgirl face, but that's just me. But look at this thing. Is that thing not cool? So yeah. So I am like totally tempted to just blow the rest of my year's comic book budget on this. There's a picture further in here. Kick me out. And not just is it like it's hey, is that where it had the height? 21 inches tall. That thing is monstrous. More check. Like it's taking all my willpower. If she was in a different costume, I think I might have already bought it. She's got a posable cape. It's just crazy. The Poison Ivy is unreal. There's another Poison Ivy that is not the premium format. Did you see the Hush one? Unreal. I'll show that one next. And it's really expensive, but yeah, like that thing is just cool. Looking at her face. I censored myself, Big Will. This one, Hialeah, is $500 what is this? $575. You can make payments though. And let me go back to the DC thing real quick. The one that was really like that, and really didn't even point out to me. I wonder if it's in here. Is this all? Yeah. Let me do high to low. Where is it at? Oh, this one. Talk about, this is The Poison Ivy by Prime One Studios, and this is a Hush one, and this thing is $1,200, but just ridiculously gorgeous. I mean, look at her. Like, that is just insane to me. So yeah, so I've been down this rabbit hole all afternoon of like temptation of statues that I can't afford. Like, good thing Bear Island isn't in the chat. He'd be like dropping his whole bank account on this statue right now. So, I mean, this thing is just freaking crazy. The detail, it is just crazy gorgeous. Okay, hang on. Let me go back to. We'll put you up on the wrong one. Here, we'll leave that up there for the crowd, D-Runk, so they can see. So, yeah, statues are just decoration, man. I couldn't afford to get the bug. I can understand it though. That is me too. I haven't pulled the trigger on a statue. There's several I really want to. There's a couple in here that I really want to. Oh, you mean here? You want a good Wolverine statue? Here you go. Here you go, Big Will. Let me just pull this dude up. Let's go to Marvel. And let's do the same sorting. Where is the one that I'm talking about? Look at this thing. This is a mancanet, whatever the heck that means. But look at this dude. Look at that thing. There's an apple for comparison to how big this thing is. Oh, I guess I should take D-Runk's comment off now. Go back up to D-Runk. Go back to this. Yeah. So all right, I'll get you off of there. I will take you off temptation here, Big Will. Of the Marvel one, this was the other one that was super tempting to me. Of the Marvel ones, more so, it and the Batgirl were probably the two most tempting, more so than even the Catwoman one. And where is it? Go back up here. I'm too far down the screen. Oh, they're not in high to low order anymore. That's why. Oh, I'm not on just Marvel. Dang it. So why am I getting all these other stuff? This one was this X-23, like, was tempting as well. Like, just cool stuff. It's huge. I have one. Nice, TJ. I knew you had some statues, man. So, oh my God, yeah, breaking one of these things, it's just crazy. So that's been like, I've been like tempting myself with not doing what I need to. So at the live show, that geek show, yeah, you guys, MCU, is that the channel, Chad? Is it MCU or MCE? What is that channel? Gosh dang it, I'm subscribed to them, but I can't remember where they do the statues and stuff. He does a great job of breaking down. Yeah, those statues are super badass, but man, I don't have the room for them or the money to keep buying them. Yeah. I think they've aged her up to like 17 or 18 now, but yeah. MCU or MCE, yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, MCU would be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm dumb. They're just cool. So anyway, I've been doing that temptation today of this website is completely dangerous. So I thought I would like share the temptation with everyone else because I'm just that kind of guy. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. There's a flash one coming that's just fire. I could believe it. Some of these are crazy cool. So I don't know that I have anything else. This was kind of a ramble of the state of my collection, and then I dove into statues for a minute because why the heck not? There are some cooler, smaller pieces. There's actually a couple of smaller ones that I've almost pulled the trigger on some of the $80 black and white ones and that kind of stuff just because they're cool. I mean, the closest I've come to like statues, and you guys saw them during my other thing, is a couple of my one piece ladies, like Maniko Robin, and Vivi and that kind of thing. These are like the only statues, and these are like $30 vinyl. Put these over here. Statues. So there's a GameStop exclusive Emma Frost. I don't know that I've seen that one. So I'll have to look for that one. Whoa! As I try to miss my chair as I sit back down and trying to watch the chat. Got a handful of 160 I really like. GameStop. Well, let's just see if I can find that one. GameStop exclusive. GameStop Emma Frost statue. Is it the one where she's like a diamond? Is it? See if I get the. Oh, here it is. I don't know if it'll actually let me zoom in on the picture any more than this. Maybe not. So is it? Go back to StreamYard. Share screen. GameStop. Share. Is this the one you guys are talking about? Where she's like in her diamond form? Yes, the diamond one. Yeah, I actually looked. They had an Emma Frost, one of those like premium format $500 things. I didn't actually think it was that good. It was like one of the worst ones I thought of the batch. Bling bling, nice. So yeah. So no, I've been trying to think about. I'm kind of on a hiatus from buying much at the moment. I didn't actually make it to pick up my new comic book day stuff this last week. And so I've been trying to think through what I'm, where I'm going to go as a collector, what I want to do. I was into the pop thing big. I haven't bought a pop in 6 months, probably. I've shifted almost completely to comics. Statues are super tempting, but I haven't been able to put together the funds to do that really yet. Rogue, totally worth it. Yeah, there's a cool. Let me see if I can find the Rogue one, and I might pull her up. I thought there was a cool Rogue one. There's a cool Mystique one that D-Runk would like. There's an awesome Electra one I thought too. No, I don't see a good Rogue one on here at the moment. But I'm sure there is one. I'm just not seeing it. So if I get a statue, it's going to be on my nightstand. So yeah, but like I said, Unruly sent me down this rabbit hole this afternoon, so I'm taking all of you guys with me. What's the other one I looked at? Oh, the other one I wanted to show you guys that was cool. I'm going to go back to. Let me find. Let's turn that off. I'll get to it before I share the screen again, so that it's just. It's a new one that I loved. Like this was the other one that was maybe the most tempting to me. Let's go back. We'll share my screen again. Screen share, Chrome tab. Wonder Woman is this one. See if I got it up. Yeah, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at. I really like. I'd like to get a couple of statues, but boy, like one of these statues, like you know, even as cool as this Wonder Woman is, like it's literally, you know, a couple books off my list because it's more than I spent on $359 to buy one of these statues. It is, no matter how cool she looks, I find statues at pawn shops pretty regularly cheaper. Well, that's a good idea. I doubt I would find many around here at the pawn shops I frequent, but well, not that I frequent pawn shops, but just my local pawn shops. But I mean, that is just awesome to me. What's up? Can't get enough. Yeah, this one I really like. This one and the Batgirl were probably the two that were most tempting to like blow my budget on. I just, yeah. I mean, with the lasso, that is just cool. I just like that one a lot. Show the Catwoman. Okay, I'll show the Catwoman Unruly. There's actually two. There's another Catwoman that was other than the one you were talking about. Let me put these in so I can find them. That was like a Arkham Knight. No, I don't want new releases. That was also really cool. But I'll show the one you're talking about first. Where's she at? She's down here somewhere. Oh, there's the Catwoman. Or at least I assume this is the one you're talking about and not the Arkham Knight one. Look at her face. I mean, look at how good they've gotten with that. That is just crazy. Court of Dead statues. I have not looked at those yet. I've been tempted. I'm probably not, but I am drooling over them. Is what I in terms of the statues tonight. So I'm letting everyone else drool. I've been drooled over all afternoon because Unruly like mentioned this one and the Batgirl one I showed earlier, and like they just they're super cool. I wish they weren't quite so much, that they were a little more within my range. And I would probably own one. I'd love to have at least one, but I mean, that's 22 inches high. Like that thing is huge. It's cool, but it is huge. The headlights told me, "Hey Joe 4771, I hadn't seen you come in yet." I left out a 7, didn't I? So yeah, just clicking through. But that smirk, I love that Catwoman one. It is cool. No room for another at all. I don't have much room. Not yet. I'm gonna be like, one of my plans is to redo my basement in the next year or so and turn that into my office space. So all this stuff will go back downstairs. And at that point, I would like to, I should have put that on. Let's go dummy, because I want to show that other Catwoman. And that sent me back to Personal High. And if I get everything set up the way I want, I should have some space for a couple, but it'll be a while before I could really swing one. There's a cool, that Huntress is cool. That other Catwoman is this one. And this is the, I think this is right. This is a Prime 1 again, like that Poison Ivy I showed earlier. And this is based on the Arkham Knight game, her costume on the Arkham Knight game. But this one is really cool too. Like you can move her whip, or you can have her holding the diamond, goggles up or down. Like that one's pretty badass. I'm just kind of clicking through these. QMX is a fun. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm probably gonna, if I do something, I'm probably gonna do something smaller than any of these ones I've shown tonight. Like there's some really nice smaller statues. They're really cool. They're not to this level of detail, but they're, you know, they're really cool. Is this the Flash you were talking about, TJ? I bet this is the Flash you were talking. They do have that life-size Harley Quinn coming. Let's see if my internet is actually keeping up. That is cool. So time for pie. Nice, Biggie. So I assume this is the Flash one that TJ was talking about. That is pretty sweet. Big thing pie. Oh, goodness gracious. So now you get on down here, and some of these like $180 ones are still pretty nice. Like there's some cool ones that you could get for under 100. I mean, the Santana one, I think no, that's not the one I looked at earlier. I don't particularly like the face on that one, but there are some cool ones that you can get for a lot cheaper. So, well, that's what that life size one is. It's Jester Harley. Let me. No, I talked about this one on another stream. Let's go to. It is this right here. Oh, I don't want to pre-order that. There you go, life-size Harley Quinn. Jester Harley from Batman the Animated Series, literally life-size. Like that is. So, hey Tacoma, the moment this is devolved into me showing off statues I can't afford. So that's because Unruly sent me down an evil rabbit hole today of sideshow collectibles, and I've been dragging everyone else with me. We've all been drooling over stuff we can't afford or don't have space for, or both. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, I think, and wrap this up. I went for almost an hour. Looks like a blow-up thing you put in your yard during Christmas. It's actually made out of vinyl, but yeah. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. This has been a little off the rails, I guess, as I went down the statue thing. That's kind of what my afternoon's been. After Unruly talked about that Batgirl and that Catwoman statue. It started out with me just talking about, where I'm at as a collector. 2 years since I walked back into a comic book shop. I have made leaps and bounds in my collection. I am super happy with where I'm at. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to go next. So this has been on the rails. So, and whether it's going to be completely focused on comics, or whether it's going to be comics and statues, or whether I'm going to try to slap some more books that I currently have. I don't know where I'm going to go next. I know I have a pretty tight budget. I need to be smart with it. I am trying hard to roll back. I've not been super effective yet, but I'm rolling back the amount of new comics I buy. There's just so many reads that I'm enjoying. It's hard to drop stuff that I'm enjoying reading, but I'm just going to have to start doing it. I'm going to have to be a little more ruthless. I don't want to cut back completely, but I do want to cut back significantly on my new stuff. So I have a little more room to go after, whether it be a statue if I so desire, or some of these books that I was showing on, that I'm working on. This is my draft. I showed my draft long-term want list, and here, we'll get them up above the thing. There you go. So, so those are some things that I'm working through where I want to go, and I'm just kind of talking out loud to you guys, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I appreciate all the support. I'm almost 375 on subscribers, which is 374 more than I thought I would have. So I can't thank you guys enough. And I better have a Thanatos goodbye if I'm wrapping up it already. Well, I don't know that I have anything else more to really talk about. I guess I could show more statues, TJ, but like I said, I usually try to keep these two about. I'll screenshot that list later. Damn it. That's not why I have a list, TJ, but that is. And now I lost my train of thought. The thought of a TJ box coming to this house. Oh my God, my collection would double. So yeah, I'm all flustered now. Okay. Big Will, you do not encourage him. You already sent me more books than you should have. I need to pay you back. Still working on that. That is something else I haven't talked about, is something I want to do more of, that I've been really thinking about, is how to give back to you guys more frequently, give back to people like Big Will and Unruly, who have helped me out so much. Give back to, I already sent an AOK to John. I did send a little AOK to Unruly. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And there's so many other people that have been super helpful to me, that I feel very blessed by the support and everything else. And with my budget, it's kind of hard for me to always give back as much as I would like. All right, that's what I'm going to think. So I'll just leave that there, Biggie. And I'd like to do more of it. So that's something I want to work on. And because I am super appreciative of just 6 minutes. Biggie, 6 minutes, superstar. That's all I can say about that, Biggie. Oh Lord. Now the stream has went off the rails. So yeah, I do feel very blessed. I do feel like, it's something I want to do more of. There's several of you on my list to try to do something nice for. It may not be very big, but it'll be something. And to just say thank you for the support. And yeah, I'd like to send all of you something. It's, I've gotten so much support for so many of you. So I try to like talk serious while I'm reading this chat, and it's not possible. So yeah, so still working through, like I said, working through what my goals are for the rest of this year. Now that I have achieved, I keep putting with 359. I'm really focused on probably like, I mean, I have my whole list here, but I mean, probably for this year, these are probably the 2 books that I'm focused on for the rest of the year. And then maybe some others, and there's some other like smaller books that don't make these like lists. But yeah, we're going to go from there. Like a lot of these are not super high value books. They're a little bit underrated. But that's just kind of where I'm going. Big Will, all I want is Detective 27. You mean, well, I told you guys earlier, I made a Ultimate Grails list, and there you go, number 1. Just for the hell of it the other day. I only got to 9, and then I was like, this is dumb. So all I want is Detective 27. I assume you mean Big Will, I assume you mean the new 5227, because that's the only Detective Comics 27 I will touch. Is a new 52 number 27. So but good luck to you if you're going after the other one. Yeah, that's true. What was the B and B? That's First Justice League is on that Ultimate Grail list. Yeah, that one's probably the only one on the Ultimate Grail list that is like probably that would potentially actually be attainable in a really low grade for me. Yeah, so that now the other Brave and the Bold, like the 2 Titans books, are on here, and those are attainable for me. So with the work, Detective 1027, yeah, that would be the other 27 that I would get. So I know TJ. Well, I've turned this into a little bit of a Thanatos goodbye for you, TJ. So Marvel chips to build an amazing fantasy 15. Okay, yeah, that's good. So, yeah, if only. I'm trying to save enough, Marvel chips to just buy like a couple of these things on my list, like a couple of these early Spider-Mans that are the undervalued ones. So, but yeah. Good luck with that. That's going to take a lot of like time and patience to put those back together, Mr. Miracle, and get that AF-15. But I'm sure you can make it happen. So I did really well. What did I do? Oh, was the Thanatos goodbye? Okay, you're welcome, TJ. So I'm glad that I was able to give you at least a mini Thanatos goodbye. So with that, I am going to call it quits. Thanks everybody. And we will talk to you later.